Okay, we had sound on part of our broadcast, but we didn't have sound on all of it. So we fixed that up, and you can quit saying no sound because we have found the sound as a pound. Absolutely. I'm not sure that that's really good anymore, but we're pretty sound. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, 20-year former minister with 3 of the largest denominations in the world, Bible college graduate, over 100,000 hours of biblical study. Mark Twain said that it's easier to fool someone than it is to show them they've been fooled. I think that's probably true, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop trying. And tonight, we're going to talk about NASA and the secret space program live from the source. Now, I'm not at NASA tonight, as you can probably see, although it looks like it might be NASA, except for the crystal ball. But I was just a little while ago at NASA. Maybe a week ago, I was at NASA. Took a lot of pictures, took a lot of videos. You saw the videos, some of them. We're going to take a look at the pictures tonight. And I just want you to know that I respect people that are doing research. I respect people that are making videos. And I respect even more people that go to the source to make the videos, because it's one thing, ladies and gentlemen, to wax eloquent about a subject. Mike Harrow finally bought a pair of rods. I'm excited as well. It's one thing to talk about a subject. It's one thing to pontificate about a subject. It's quite another thing to go to the source of the subject. And that's what I did. I went to NASA. So I have due respect for those of you that say NASA stands for never a straight answer. I have respect for you that say space is water, the earth is flat, and all of that. And I would encourage you to do your due diligence, go to the source, and really do your research before making hard and fast conclusions. And while I do respect you for your passion and for your interest and for your zealousness, I've been there. I've done that. So I think that puts my comments and observations perhaps in a different class than yours. Maybe not, but that's what I think. And I want to tell you, folks, that there's a reason why I can go to Coral Castle. There's a reason why I can go to the Georgia Guidestones. There's a reason why I can go to the Acropolis in Nashville. There's a reason why I can go to the Crystal Mine in Okeechobee, Florida. There's a reason why I can go to NASA. And that reason is you and 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 you, all 12,000 of you are the reasons why I can go to these places and I can do these things and I can go live to the source. White Rabbit says they'd love to go, but they can't. Well, I can, and I can because you make it possible. And I want to show you one of the ways that you make it possible so we can continue to make it possible, because we are just getting started. One of the ways you make this possible is by going to my website, jeffreydaugherty.com, clicking on the Mistech logo, reading through here, and getting these bands, which will change your life, choosing which one you want. And I can't overstate this. You get 20% off, but the only way you get 20% off is to come back and order it right here. If you haven't hit this donate button, if you haven't seen, come on, if you haven't seen this message right here, donate to Jeffrey Daugherty, Purpose Mistech Bands by Jeffrey Daugherty, then you have not purchased Mistech Bands from Jeffrey Daugherty, and you will not get the 20% discount. So just make sure you follow the simple and the easy instructions, and just make sure you go through that route. And that's what enables me to go to these places and do these things. And that's what enables you, who maybe can't go, in the flesh to go there with me vicariously. And I'm telling you, we're just getting started. I also appreciate those of you that go straight to that PayPal link and give direct support there, Mistech bands or not, but they will change your life. I promise you. And we did go to NASA. And I know there's a lot of controversy about NASA. And I have to tell you, Periscope, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, I have to tell you that going there changed my perception of NASA. Going there gave me insight that I could not have got any other way. Going there gave me perspective I could not have got any other way. Walking the halls and taking the 2-hour tour, going over the entire base, gave me stuff that I would not have been able to get any other way. So I encourage you, go to the source yourself, or help me go to the source for you. But let's go to the source and make sure that we're not just speculating, but we are participating and investigating. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and look at our NASA trip. And I want to show you what I saw, and I want to make commentary on what I saw as well. And I know it's probably poor form to show you a video on a video. I think I'm probably going to do that right here to start, because I do have a little intro video that I haven't put together yet. Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate that. And I want to just show you what we did. And as often happens, when I went to Coral Castle, I was able to meet Sandra there. When I went to the Georgia Guidestones, I was able to meet Ashlyn there. Love to talk about the Phoenix Lights. When I went to Nashville, I was able to meet Gary there. Is there a reason why the Georgia Guidestones is in line with the Denver International Airport? I don't know that it is, and I don't know what line to be talking about, because Atlanta, I don't know if it is. I have to take a look. But at NASA, I was able to meet Hillary K. Davis, and a good time was had by all. Let's go ahead and show you the intro video. I should have trimmed the front of it off, but this is just between friends. So here's the intro video. And let's, I tell you what, we're going to cheat. We're going to move it just a little bit ahead. So here we are walking up to the entrance of NASA. I guess it's not really NASA, it's the Kennedy Space Center. And just to give you an idea of what it's like, here's the whole area. Kind of a cloudy day. There's actually, I understand, a SpaceX launch tonight at 12:30, but we'll be on our way over to Pasadena before then. Just in case you wanted to know for sure, yeah, we're here. Kennedy Space Center. Visitors Complex. Hillary Davis. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The Kennedy Space Center. Check this out. Rockets over there. When's the last time you saw some rockets? This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Daily admission, $50. I hope it's worth $50, ladies and gentlemen. Space Shuttle Atlantis. Give you a good preview of what we're going to look at. The Space Shuttle Atlantis. Bus tour. All shows, exhibits. Opportunity to meet an astronaut. And the journey to Mars. How about that? $50. Oh man, if I'd have come next month, I'd have saved $4. Or if I'd have come in May. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. That's the line we're going to be standing in. Self-service ticket, I think that's for me. And we'll be right back. Oh, look at this. You got to see this, ladies and gentlemen. You got to see the NASA ball. How about that? NASA. Here we are. Boom. Jeffrey Daugherty, Christian Whistleblower, reporting for NASA. Be right back. So we really were at NASA, and I apologize to those of you on Twitter, Periscope, Facebook. You weren't able to see that, but if you go over to YouTube, Jeffrey Daugherty Show, or if you go to Christian Whistleblower, you'll find it, and you'll be able to see the video and participate in the chat. So you can see that we really weren't NASA, so I'm not just using somebody else's pictures. And there's Hillary K. Davis, great subscriber, in front of the NASA globe, I guess you could say, along with a lot of other visitors there. And there's your friendly neighborhood Christian Whistleblower, harmless little fuzzball, in front of the same NASA ball. And of course, we know that John F. Kennedy kind of gave NASA their big boost to go to the moon. And fittingly, there's a big tribute to Kennedy, and you can read the words there. And love him or hate him, since I've become woke, so to speak, I've got a lot more respect for JFK, because he may have been, in fact, the last real president. It's possible. And there's a reproduction, I believe, of a Saturn V rocket, and that's Hillary K. Davis again. This is what they call the rocket garden. Here's that Saturn V rocket again, and we're going to show you later there's actually a real Saturn V rocket inside. I don't know if this is a Saturn V or not, but there is one inside that we're going to show you. These are some of the earlier rockets. Again, I think that's a Saturn V. And this is kind of a whole history of the rockets. I believe they're not, they're empty, they're shells, but they are true scale working models of the rocketry of NASA and the United States over the years. The genuine article, ladies and gentlemen, and there's me in front of the command vehicle. It looks a little different than the Beaver that we're about to jump into. Dare we play this video? Why not? Let's play it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jeffrey Doherty, the Christian Whistleblower, and this is not the NCK Command Center Beaver, but it is much like the NCK Command Center Beaver, except this one is pristine, good paint, first class, brand new. The Beaver's not any of those things, but the Beaver is a NCK mobile command center. This is a NASA convoy command vehicle. Who knows what's inside there? Probably big fluffy chairs, cigars, scotch, maybe a computer or two. But this is just like the Beaver, only different. The NCK Command Center, soon to roll your way. Here is the convoy command vehicle from NASA. And I remain Jeffrey Doherty, your friendly neighborhood Christian Whistleblower at NASA, reporting sort of live. See you soon. So it's just like the Beaver, only different, ladies and gentlemen, and more on the Beaver later. This is a very interesting mural of Skylab. And of course, that's a great subscriber, Hillary K. Davis, once again posing unwittingly in front of the Skylab photo. And one more time. NASA explores new worlds to improve our own. That's kind of interesting. Now, this is one of the first things that I thought, what? If you're on Twitter, Facebook, Periscope, what I'm looking at is a shirt in the NASA gift shop, and the shirt says Occupy Mars. Now, I understand they're trying to get to Mars, but why would they say Occupy Mars? I mean, that's a military statement. That's a aggressive statement. I would go so far as to say that's a politically incorrect statement. Why would we be making a military statement about the planet Mars? Ladies and gentlemen, is that some type of a hidden message? Is there a reason why we need to occupy Mars? Is there a threat from Mars? Is there a problem from Mars? Why do we need to occupy Mars with again, I was 6 years in the United States Air Force. I understand how government think works. And you don't do things that are edgy. You don't do things that are kitschy. You play it straight down the middle. In fact, the military motto for any type of communications is boring and safe. This is neither one. So it caught my eye, written in military font, distress logo, Occupy Mars. Very, very curious, in the opinion of your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower. Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the south end of a northbound Saturn V rocket. And this is the real deal, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually a Saturn V rocket. Look at these engines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 engines. Huge engines. I mean, if I stood in one of these, I'd come up to about here. So these engines are at least, I'd say they're at least 20 feet tall, wide, I guess, whatever that would mean for circumference, I'm not sure, or diameter. But these are the actual engines from an actual Saturn V rocket. I want you to notice the connections. I want you to notice the shape. I want you to notice the venting. I want you to notice the riveting. I'll be saying a little bit more about that later. But this is the bottom, if you will, of a Saturn V rocket laid up on its side. And this gives you some scale of a Saturn V rocket. It's taller than 2 space shuttles. It's taller than 2 Statues of Liberty. And it's as long as a football field. So think about that. It's as long as a football field, as heavy as 7 Boeing 747 jumbo jets, 6.2 million pounds. That's what we're looking at, a Saturn V rocket. Those are the engines that we were just observing. And here's stage 1 of that Saturn V rocket. And of course, if you're looking back, stage 1, stage 2, 3, 4, I think, but we're looking at the main stage of that rocket. And this is an actual Saturn V rocket that wasn't fired. So this is the real thing. This is a completely, I mean, theoretically, they could put this together, stand it up, fuel it up, and shoot it off. So here is stage 1 of that Saturn V rocket. And the name Saturn V is rather interesting. And then we're still got another view here of stage 1. Another view of stage 1. And I found this interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Even though we're at NASA, and I'm going to get into this a little bit later as we conclude the program, even though we're at NASA, even though we're seeing what I believe is real, legitimate, verifiable technology for the true, real public NASA space program, we have little Easter eggs and little hints like this. NASA knows what you guys are saying. NASA knows what you flat earthers are saying. NASA knows what you never a straight answer people are saying. NASA knows what you space is water chicks are saying. They know that you're saying they fake it all, and yet, right in the middle of NASA's very own complex, what do we have but a weightless green screen, fake yourself on the moon? They know that you think they faked the moon landing. And yet here it is, a place where you can personally fake the moon landing, a place where you can personally fake weightlessness and have your picture taken, because seeing is believing, right? NASA knows what you say about them. NASA knows you're trolling them. And I got to believe they're kind of sort of trolling you back right here, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you that would be of the number that would troll a fine, upstanding organization like NASA. If you're on Twitter, Periscope, or Facebook and you're not seeing the pictures or being able to participate in the chat, which I am ignoring right now, I hope it's not running amok. Go over to YouTube, Jeff Daugherty Show, Christian Whistleblower, And you can see the pictures and you can participate in the chat. Now, this, of course, is the booster and rocket assembly that launched the space shuttles into orbit. I thought it was a creative angle for me to take that picture from. So give me some kudos for at least some decent photography. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the actual Atlantis space shuttle. This is the space shuttle that actually flew. This is the space shuttle that actually went on a mission. This space shuttle has been there and done that. And again, I want you to notice the intakes. I want you to notice the tiling. I want you to notice these wings, the leading edges. I want you to notice, the mechanical arms, the vertical stabilizers. I want you to take a good look at this. Notice the scoring on the, thank you for the Mistech order. Notice the scoring. Just notice the detail. Look at that payload area. And it's interesting that the arms for the U.S. space shuttle were made in Canada. We couldn't find a country in the United States to make those things. I guarantee you that President Trump won't let that stand. We will make the arms in America. I tell you this, I guarantee it. And they'll be beautiful, perfect arms. Fantastic, believe me. Anyway, there's the space shuttle Atlantis. And this is one that actually flew, ladies and gentlemen. It's in a huge hangar. They've got it at this, nice little angle here. You can see everything. And notice all this, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to notice the detail. I want you to notice all the work. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. Here's some more of those big engines that the space shuttle was fueled by. I should say powered by. Pardon me. And again, I was live on site at NASA. These are my pictures. And this, again, is an attempt at an artsy photograph. This is the underside of Atlantis with all of the tiles that were placed there so that the ship could successfully re-enter Earth's orbit, Earth's atmosphere. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. It's really the Atlantis. The NASA logo on Atlantis. And there's another picture of the underbelly of the Atlantis spacecraft, the Atlantis shuttle, the Atlantis space vehicle, I guess you would call it. Really very impressive. And here's another one of those Easter eggs, I think. Here's another one of those gentle jibes or gentle jabs at the flat Earth community. NASA knows what you think. NASA understands what you think. And to put a model, really a perfect model of what the flat Earth is supposed to look like right in the middle of Kennedy Space Center, I think flat Earth trolls are being trolled by NASA. And you got to admit, it's a little bit funny. More pictures of Atlantis. These are some of the, thank you for the Mistech purchase. These are some of the patch photos of the patches for the shuttle missions. Now over here on the other side, more shuttle missions. And I actually bought a book that contains every mission patch of every mission that NASA ever did. And I'm going to be going through these with you and looking at the imagery, which definitely contains hidden messages. And that's going to get to the public and the secret space program aspects of NASA. Here's a view of Atlantis re-entering the atmosphere as seen from the International Space Station. And as a nod to our flat Earth folks, it kind of looks like it was a low trajectory. But of course, they probably took a few orbits before they went in. And I wanted to show you this because Space Shuttle Columbia Space Shuttle Columbia. And I'm going to go out of this for a second. I'm going to go out of the share if I can. Here we go. I'm going to go out of the share because I want to look at something. Space Shuttle Columbia. Yeah, Space Shuttle Columbia disaster. I just wanted to check because I got to tell you, I got a really weird theory on this, ladies and gentlemen. That's probably not going to surprise a lot of you. But I do have a really weird theory on this. And actually, Hillary K. Davis pointed this out. If we look at the shuttle, the Space Shuttle Columbia patch here, you look at it, and a couple of things struck me. You know, it burned up on reentry. It kind of looks like it's burning up on reentry. And what really happened to it? Hillary said this, and when she said it, it kind of resonated with me. And I thought, you know, something in my bling said, did it really just burn up and crash? Or did it go through a portal to another dimension? I'm just saying. Strange prediction of it burning up on reentry. Going through a portal to another dimension? I don't know. I'm just saying. Kind of curious imagery to me. And then that's when we went to Casadega, so we'll dispense with that. I think it's interesting. I think it's worth pondering. And let me say this. After being at NASA, and remember, I spent 6 years in the United States Air Force. I was a C-130 crew chief. And what a crew chief does, a crew chief works on the aircraft, doing things like fueling it, did all the pre-flight and post-flight inspections, arranges all of the maintenance services, the accumulators, and how are they called? Accumulators, the hydraulic things. I can't even remember what they're called anymore. It's been so long. But I spent 6 years working on aircraft. I know what they look like. I know what they're supposed to look like on the inside. I know what the components are supposed to look like. I know what the ailerons look like, what the vertical stabilizers look like, what the leading edges look like. I know what they're supposed to look like. And ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you from an expert opinion, not like this idiot over here on Twitter, Periscope, or Facebook, not like this empty brain over there that doesn't have anything better to do than sit in his mom's basement, smoke dope, and cuss at people. Nobody listens to this idiot in his real life, so he wants to get on here where everybody has to everybody has to listen to him, at least for 30 seconds. There's your 15 seconds of fame, you loser. But anyway, I've been there, and I've looked at these vehicles, ladies and gentlemen, and in my expert opinion, that Saturn V rocket that I looked at is real. That Saturn V rocket that I looked at is a fully, wholly, totally workable aircraft. That Atlantis that I looked at is real, ladies and gentlemen. It's a completely, totally, 100% workable aircraft, ladies and gentlemen. The Saturn V rocket is real. The Atlantis space shuttle is real. Explain to you chemtrails. They fly airplanes and they put chemicals out in the air. It leaves a trail. That's what a chemtrail is. David Gilbert, you're a joke because all you can do is cast rocks at me. And let me ask you, David, when's the last time you went to NASA, mate? When's the last time you went there? When's the last time you got out of grandma's basement, When's the last time you didn't have a crack pipe in your mouth? When did you go to NASA? Did anybody go to NASA? Until you've been there, don't tell me I'm stupid, because I at least went. I believe those Saturn V's are workable rockets. I believe the Atlantis did fly in space. I believe it is a workable space shuttle. I believe there is a true public space program from NASA. I believe we went to the moon. I believe NASA went to the moon. I believe it. Here's a segue, ladies and gentlemen. For you idiots up there, that means I'm changing the subject skillfully. It's a segue. And Saturn V real, Atlantis real, space capsule, Orion space capsule real, Gemini space capsule real, space suits real. And then I looked at the lunar rover. And then I looked at the lunar module, and I know there's no atmosphere in space, so things don't have to be as sturdy. But I also know there's a bunch of junk flying around in space, and there just might be something that would penetrate some aluminum foil, even if it was gold foil. So here's my segue, ladies and gentlemen. NASA's real. There is a real public space program. No doubt about it. They really fly Saturn V rockets. They really fly the new rockets. I forget what they're called. They really flew space shuttles. It's real. And there's also a secret space program. And the secret space program is not run by some black ops budget. The secret space program is not run by some secret agency. The secret space program is run by NASA. It's just secret. And they're showing us enough to let us know that they know that we know. But they know that there's not enough of us that know. And they know that even though we know, we can't do it. No matter how much we know, we can't really do that much damage to them. So, yes, there's a real space program. Now, that's a good comment. Over here on Twitter, with all due respect, there is no space. The Earth is flat, and there is a dome above. I respect your opinion. I respect your courtesy. And that's why that kind of a statement is allowed and accepted, because you're allowed to have an opinion. But you're not allowed to be rude. So thank you. I disagree with you right now, but I respect you as a learned individual seeking after truth. If there's one thing that flat earth people do, they get their head outside the box, as long as they're not all Jesused up. I hope you're not all Jesused up. I hope you're not basing your flat earth belief on a misguided perception of a Bible that is about 80% dung. I don't think you are. I respect your views, and thank you for respecting mine. That's what it's all about. Here's a perfect example. Flat earth dude or dudette, I can't really see. I think it's a dude. Not flat earth dude having respectful intercourse, and not in a gay way. Just verbal intercourse. NASA's real, folks, but there's also some NASA that we don't know about. There's also some NASA we don't know about. There's also some NASA they're not going to tell us about. There's also some NASA that they're not going to show us. There's not any. Brother, don't go to the 72 verses in the Word that tell of a flat earth, because they're all 72 dung. The diamond is a mess. The Bible's a mess. It's 80% dung. Anyway, I don't think there's a massive cover-up for a black hidden space program. I don't think there's a massive secret space program. I think NASA's running the secret space program. And if you go to Kennedy Space Center, they do a masterful job of putting forward the public part of NASA. You know what it's like? It's just like, I don't know how many of you have gone to Washington, D.C. And like Heidi Vandenberg did a few months ago, you tour the White House, Lincoln Memorial, Jefferson Memorial, Washington Monument. They show you the public face, but you don't know what's going on behind those doors. It's the same thing with NASA. There is a public NASA, and it's real, folks. Real rockets, real space shuttles, real missions, real people, real technologies. But there's also a secret part of NASA that you'll never know about and that you'll never see. And there's also some people at NASA with a sense of humor. TL, please be nice. I don't want to remove you. There's also some people at NASA with a sense of humor because they show you the green screen. They troll the trolls. They show you the flat earth dome. They troll the trolls. So it's very interesting. And remember, they are the government. And one thing that you can depend on the government to do is lie. Another thing is cheat. Another thing is steal. Somebody said, let's go back to the rods and ask some NASA questions of the rods. Here's the rods. Where's your questions? Here's the rods. Ask your questions. Even you on Twitter, Periscope, Facebook can ask questions. Michael, please be courteous to our flat earth believers. Ashara Jade asked, did Americans go to the moon? Let me adjust. Did Americans go to the moon? Yes, they did. Does NASA or the government have a space army with ships? Yes. Is NASA running the secret space program? Yes. Is there a human colony on the moon and or Mars? No answer. Did Nazis discover structures on the dark side of the moon? Sort of. Have American astronauts met extraterrestrials? Yes. Does NASA run the sun simulators? Nope. Yeah, Rooney didn't make an appearance. Does NASA have secrets they're not telling us about? Absolutely. Is the CIA running NASA? No, the CIA couldn't run a bake sale, ladies and gentlemen. Do fallen angels prey on humans for food? No. Is there a Burger King drive-thru on the moon? Damn it. Was Germany the first nation in space? No. Was NASA told not to go back to the moon? Yes. Is NASA trying to hide God? No. Well, why ask me, Scotty, if you know? Is there a colony on Mars? No. Have we been lied to? Yes. Did the Russian cosmonauts see angelic-looking beings over Earth? Yes. Doesn't mean they were really angels. Is there life on Mars? I'm going to do a show about that. Yes. Is Mars just a star? No. Are there any such things as planets? Yes. Were they told not to go back by ETs? Yes. Are they told not to go? Can we go back to the moon in force? Yes. Will there be a nuclear holocaust in 2012? Nobody's surprised by that? No. Is NASA hiding planetary objects from us? Yes. Is the moon artificial? Yes. Wow. Are there aliens in the sky at all times? Yes. Just like, I hate to break it to you, but there's sharks in the ocean at all times too. Anytime you're in the ocean, let this scuba diver assure you, you're no more than 50 yards from a shark. T.L. Clark, please be nice. You're pushing it with the rude, and that's your second warning. Was a dwarf star in the background of Wayne's Sun Pigs? No. Does Antarctica surround a flat Earth? No. Does NASA know about ETs and interact with them? Yes. See, I would have said no to that. Are aliens cloaked or camouflaged? Yes. Can you hear a brown dwarf star? Yes. Are we in danger from the aliens? No. I don't understand this question. Are Van Allen belts inside the firmament? Are the Van Allen belts the firmament? No. Are cat aliens spies? Rooney. Are cat aliens spies? No. Are there cat aliens? No. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Did somebody say cat aliens? Did somebody say cat aliens, Rooney? Rooney, are you an alien? Are you an alien? Do aliens like to eat meaties? Are there cat aliens, Rooney? Hey, are there cat aliens? That's Rooney. He's the official mascot of NCK and the Gospel Truth Army. Rooney says there's no cat aliens. Anyway, I'm disappointed about the cat aliens. Are there really cat aliens? Yeah, there really are cat aliens. Are there really cat aliens? Yeah. Is the earth we walk on spherical? Yes. Is the earth we walk on spherical? Yes. Is the earth already tilted more than they're saying? Nope. Are we in danger? Nope. Thank you, Rooney. You're getting a lot of compliments. That's a good question. Does Arnold Schwarzenegger live on Mars? No. Is Jeffrey Darty a reptilian? Damn it, I wanted to be a reptilian. Will there be a nuclear war in 2020? Nope. Do Nordic aliens really exist? No, that's interesting. Is gravity electromagnetic? Yes. Are cats aliens? No. Was Operation Fishbowl real? No. Does Donald Trump obey aliens? No. Does water always run downhill? No, I would have said yes. My ex-wife is a Nordic. Is his ex-wife a Nordic? No answer. Is hell in Antarctica? Nope. Is Jeff coming to California? Yes. Was there an Operation Sundown? No answer. Are cats protectors? Yes, they are. Is Jeff coming to Oregon? Yes. Can we live outside the solar system? One says no. Can we live outside the solar system? We probably can, but can we live outside the solar system as we really are, as we currently are? No. There you go. Was Operation Fishbowl real? Yeah. Do aliens live in the moon? Yeah. Is CERN dangerous? No. Is our quantum computers dangerous? Yeah. Do the elite drink human blood? Yeah. All right. Oh, last question. Are there one of the real reasons for wars in the Middle East controlling stargates? Sort of, a little bit. Do aliens live under the oceans? Yeah, some of them. If it doesn't answer, it just means it's not going to answer. They're like people. Sometimes they get a little snooty and they don't want to answer questions. They say, no comment, no more questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a live tour of NASA. Those were my opinions, having been to NASA, having seen, touched, felt, smelled, and tasted on the air NASA. That's a firsthand assessment from NASA, not like the guy over here that's never been out of his own hometown casting aspersions upon your Christian whistleblower. And if you do want to support this work, and if you do want to change your life, one more time, jeffreydarty.com. Say hello to Plastic Jesus. Mistech logo. Find out about them. Pick them. Order here. Pardon me. Order here for a full 20% discount. Help me. Help you. Help us continue to do the things that we do. I'm Jeffrey Darty, your friendly Christian whistleblower. For Rooney, the producer, we are encouraging you, casting aspersions. Yes, exactly. Casting aspersions. NASA's got some of the crappiest food ever in the food court. That's why I didn't eat there. Soylent Jesus, Plastic Jesus. He needs love too. That's hilarious. Guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, be your own guru, ask questions, question answers. I salute you. I salute you. You're the gospel truth army. Keep marching on fearlessly and unindoctrinate yourself.